we're a little bit confused because that said, it does look. The reason why I love photography and the reason why I love photographs, it's an expression of emotion in a moment. I just love being able to capture a moment in time and share that with other people. You know, moments that are rarely captured, for example, northern lights from an airplane window, or moments of history or moments of time that can be told into the future and captured in one moment and forever held, I guess. So we're currently driving to the station right now. We'll do one stop to London Bridge and then walk to Tower Bridge, which is literally just down the road. Yeah, we'll grab some shots. I go there quite regularly because it's like the main spot that I can. I'm sure we'll just pop in, pop out, grab a few photos. There's a bit of a story with the process of getting into photography. It was from one of my very close friends who is still a close friend and a bit of a mentor in the space now. He's called Oliver Bowering, the legend, shout out to him. And he one day brought in his 1DX Mark II into school and took a photo of me. He seemed to be able to take a cool photo of me and I was really surprised. I was like, how do you do that? And he kind of like taught me the basics right there and then. And from that moment onwards, photography was my thing. And that was back when I was like 14 or 15. So it's been like 8-9 years now. That's really the story, and it kind of like progressed. You know, from school, I went out every single like weekend to shoot in London, and then got my first job at the start of 2017, I think it was, with Specsavers. And then it kind of escalated from there. I just travelled off the first few jobs with them, and then got work here and there, basically, yeah. But it's a very, very interesting story that if you guys ever need help editing, I have presets. So, I'm currently editing today's image that I'm going to be posting on my feed. So I set up my feed on here, and then I find an image, for example, this one that I haven't posted, or I haven't posted in a while. And then we'll, find the crop here. We'll 4x5 crop it, because obviously we're posting for Instagram. We'll do a very simple crop at the beginning, just to kind of make sure everything's solid, and then start editing from that, and then we can crop a bit later on properly. From the very beginning, I felt like I could do it. I think I had belief in myself from the beginning. It wasn't ever a kind of, oh, I have a moment of belief and now I can do this. I think I knew that I could do it from the beginning. It was more of like a, when will it be? And I think that specific moment for me was when I got a call from my university, which was going to be Leeds, to study geography. They messaged me and they're like, are you coming, Luke? Like, what's the plan here? And I called them up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take photography full time. And me being me, it's classic me, as you'll probably tell from the rest of this video. I'm pretty good at rambling. They at first were like, are you coming? Like, what's your plan? And I was like, I really told them the whole plan. They said, okay, well, good luck with everything. And that was kind of, the rest is history. I think I owe a lot to social media in general, but Instagram specifically, because it's where I've kind of based my work and my whole kind of career for a large proportion of it for the last like 7-8 years. So the more you do and the more you put in, the more they're going to give to you, or like give back to you. So if you're, putting in more effort and posting every single day and posting a reel every other day and posting stories all the time, then you're going to succeed. It just might take a bit of time. So I think Instagram's great. It's just adapting to the changes they make and putting in effort. So what I'll do is I'll export that and see how it works on the feed. So we're gonna export. I have a preset for my exports for Instagram. Scroll down, bring this all the way up to the top, and then see how it looks on the feed. I think that looks pretty good. And then I'll take it into Photoshop and just edit, remove loads of little bits, from the image that are distracting from the subject, who is James in this case. And then once I've done that, I'll export it, add a little bit of grain. Grain is a big love of mine. And then throw it in and post it on Instagram. That's the process, basically. I really enjoy editing. The process of taking photos, just actually physically snapping the photo on my camera, I'm not that keen on. I think it's usually the other way around for everyone, is like I really enjoy the process of being in the moment and appreciating the conditions I'm in, or the people I'm with, or the landscape that I'm shooting. But I don't enjoy actually taking out my camera and taking the photo. If I could, I'd love to just kind of go like that and be over with and kind of import my photos through my brain or whatever it would be. But the editing room, I love. I'm really fascinated by it. Like, despite loving the outdoors and being out in the open, sitting at my laptop and working on colors and kind of appreciating color science and, matching colors in the edit with, how I saw it in real life. Friends, family, and colleagues, I guess, are me in a way. Like, I am the product of who I am with. And I'm very, very lucky to be surrounded by an incredible group of people, whether that be my family. I'm very, very lucky to have a family that supports me, and my friends are the exact same. The process of building relationships is why I love what I do. I think the love that I have for travel comes in tandem with making connections and building relationships. And so the people I have around me are me, basically. It's like I am a product of them. So I'm very, very grateful to have them, and they're everything to me. In terms of getting the shot, I think we're probably going to get a couple here. We're going to get some around the other side of the bridge. We're going to get some potentially on the other side of the bridge. It's all about lighting though, so what I'll probably do is I'll show you the locations, and then I'll show you some shots from other days in better conditions. Yeah, it's Sam Turtleneck Newton. So, what is Move to Create and who is Sam Newton? So Sam Newton is a videographer. You most likely know who he is, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. He's an incredible storyteller, and we met randomly in Thailand in a hostel, and very quickly realized that we worked really, really well together, and within about 2 weeks started a company together called Move to Create, and since then have been traveling and working together for a while. And Move to Create is our collective company. Move to Create is a travel media company that takes brands to the world. And the intention with it is we are helping brands get content from far-fetched places around the world, rather than just creating content in their, outside their office, for example. Just as I am evolving in my own personal career, we're slowly evolving the brand, and we're going through different phases of kind of how the brand works, and we're currently doing the same thing. So Move to Create is doing big things, and we'll do big things into the future. So stay tuned on Move to Create. I want to go back to Japan. I love Japan, I'm obsessed with it, and I want to like stay or live there for a really long time. There's something really special and magical about the culture, the people, the food. Keeps on coming back to the food. My mum was one of the people who inspired me to travel in the first place, because she traveled when she was about my age to some really amazing places. And Kyrgyzstan and a few other places around there is where she traveled to, and I kind of want to retrace her footsteps in a way and tell the story that she told, but in the present day, I guess, and see how it's changed. And then the other one, which is slightly far-fetched, only slightly though, you know, this is definitely going to happen, is I'd love to visit the moon. Yeah, you can laugh, but mate, I want to do it, and I want to see what the Earth looks like from a different perspective. We see it from where we are, I guess, but I feel like the process of seeing it from the outside, it just must feel and like give you a totally different perspective on life. And that's what I want to feel. Potentially postable. Who knows? Let's see what it looks like down here. Is it slippy? You just let me go. Shooters Collective, we are a creative community based off photography and video, but we kind of enter any form of creativity. We host events for the community around the world. We now have about 13 or 14 branches. It's been an amazing thing to be involved in for the last 4 years, and I really look forward to see where it goes. And I guess if you're watching this right now, then come to a shooters event. You guys. One of the most incredible experiences that I've had was not an amazing view or a successful milestone in my career. It was actually just a moment that I had on my way from Jakarta airport to Jakarta city centre with a random guy that asked me, he was like, "Are you taking a taxi into town?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Can I join you?" He was from the UK originally, but had been traveling for like the last 7 years. And the guy was super interesting, really eccentric, and really, really lovely. And we had this amazing conversation while in the taxi on the way to the city centre. And he told me about the story. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible because it's a long one, where he was on his way from one place in India to another and had to take a train. And he got to the train station at 3 a.m. in the morning, and there were 3 people in the ticket office. And he asked them in English, "Do you have tickets to get to this place?" None of them spoke English. They all looked at each other like, what do we do? How do we communicate with this guy? The girl drew the short straw, was already kind of giggling on the way over, started speaking to this guy, tried to, no idea what she was saying. They both burst out laughing. And all of the other guys too laughed for, he said half an hour, but maybe it felt like half an hour and it was more like 5-10 minutes. But even that is an intense amount of time to just laugh. And through the laughter and great connection that they had, they managed to figure out what they needed. He described it in such a vivid way. And the experience I had with him was like I was there in the moment as well. And I think that feeling of connection with someone that you can have through a story or through a memory or a moment is really special. So that is probably one of the best memories I've had. But other than that, there are loads of amazing memories that I have and so many more to be made. So let's write memories. This is the last spot. Just to kind of like round things off, I guess the overall thing that I love about photography is the whole process, the actual experience, what I feel and connect to the landscape or the cityscape that I'm in, the experience of meeting new people and creating connections on the go. Like today, for example, Sam behind the camera who's created this whole thing, like we've gone from pretty much not knowing knowing each other at all to now being pretty close friends. So the concept of photography, building relationships and creating really cool experiences is really something special to me, and that's one of the main reasons why I do this. The camera is not just the camera alone, so if you haven't picked up a camera before and you're thinking about it, then do it, because I guarantee you will get more out of it than just cool photos. What do you think life will look like for me? What do I think? What do you think? What do you think? I like to think, wishful thinking, the brands and companies that I'm running, Shooters Collective, Move to Create, my personal brand, and my YouTube channel, for example, will be flourishing as we hope, and the visions that we have for the future will be doing the things that we hope for. And I also, really hope that really unexpected turns happen as well, because I think some of the best things that have happened in my life so far have been things that I was not expecting in any way. So I hope that my 5-year-on self, I guess that would be 27-year-old self, would be going, whoa, I wasn't expecting this. This is where I am now. Maybe I'll become an accountant. Very much doubt that. I think one of the reasons why I love what I do is because I don't really know what's going to happen next. It's all a massive journey, it's all an adventure. I'm an adventure travel photographer in a way, so I do that as a photography outlet because of the fact that I love adventure, and I think my whole career has been this massive adventure and a kind of a story book that I'm slowly turning the pages and don't know what's on the next one. So we're not in a rush. Like, it doesn't matter when you do what you do, but if you're doing what you love, like that, there's no comparison really. Need one of those. Take one.
Stay safe out there.